This is the Cursed Travels of Forgotten Seal 80%. And you can take it away whenever.
Alright, yeah, guys, thank you very much for having. My name is Lieutenant Boo, and this is a lovely little game by a guy named Casper Van Dommelen, or Ferociter. This is probably a little bit lighter as far as the lore goes, especially compared to some of the other games that you guys have seen so far today, but I still think it's pretty cool, and it's got a nice ambiance, so I'm going to jump into it, and we will see how it goes. So, time obviously starts when I hit new game, and I'll explain where it ends in the final boss fight. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we play as Farrell Roberts, a curse investigator, and we're here in this forest with a couple of our friends, a demon and the professor, because there's another demon that's been sealed away here for centuries, and he's finally been weakened enough that we can go in and destroy him. So to do that, we're going to need to navigate through a couple of different puzzles and place these seal breakers in certain spots to destroy the seals that are keeping him in his cave. And these puzzles are all based around both finding where these seals are and being able to navigate between them, because we only have two seal breakers, but there can be as many as 5 different locations that we need to place them. So we need to get one in position. I'm gonna miss my cycle here. Get one in position, and then go over and place the other. Great. And some of these, obviously I know what all the puzzles are, so I know how to do all of these. But some of them can be pretty complicated and obnoxiously obtuse, but then there's ones where, if you look, it literally just says, in order, do helmet, shield, and spear. So this one's a little easier. And there's 15 seals that you can do. We only need 14 to get into the final boss. So there's one that we're going to skip, and funnily enough, it's the only one that has RNG to it. So that makes it a little bit easier. Now, this seal has the only extremely difficult trick in the run, which I'm not going to try and do. But it is possible to take this seal... Oh boy, I just screwed this up. That was so stupid. So it is possible to place the seal here without moving the van that I'm about to jump off of, and climb all the way up this tower before we have to place it. But it's way too hard to do in a run. And then I did really the only major skip that we have in this game. By doing the pause quit there, I was able to bypass a cutscene and immediately move on to seal number 5 now. And these are going to start looking a lot more interesting and a lot more complicated. And we're going to start making much more use of the... That was the wrong... Hang on. I need to do this in a certain order. That was the wrong room. But these are going to start looking a lot more ridiculous. So for this one, we've got to take these little fireballs and drop them onto each of these torches. And I'm going to have to come back for another one, because I didn't quite manage to get them into a good pattern where they weren't walking together. We're just going to navigate this guy through this big maze. And then we've got to bring the van all the way back, because I need to take one of the curse breakers off it to put it in the right place to break this seal. And this is another one that looks incredibly complicated, but if you know what it is actually very simple. Each of those pillars up there warps to a different spot, and the configuration for where it warps is over on the right there, and I just had to set it up for the right ones. And then this is another one that usually takes a while to figure out, doing casually. We have to place the breakers on the shields numbered 1 through 5, but which shields are there changes each time we jump. But there's a very easy pattern to it, once you know it. And now, if you've played any of the other Cursed Travel games, some of the symbols here might look familiar, and that might or might not be a hint to something that's hidden in this game. But we're already on to the next one. So this is what I consider one of the more annoying ones, because I need to get this breaker here into a pretty particular spot next to those 2 windmill blades, but it looks like I got it pretty cleanly. And then this one is the only other one I really dislike. So the way this puzzle is supposed to work is that you need to place the seal breakers next to little, whatever you want to call these bowl things, with a certain number of skulls in them. And there is enough that we shouldn't need to come over and get these two down in the corner here if we are able to swap them around fast enough. However, because of the way the game is programmed, the seals won't work properly if there are multiple bowls with the same number of seals. And because one of the numbers we need to use is 2 and 1, we can't skip over those, so we have to go in and get them. And that's kind of annoying, but it still works out. And then this puzzle is pretty much just down to knowing the right spots to place these and running around in time. This is another one where you're technically supposed to be using the van, but there's actually a pretty decent time buffer that you can get by without it, as long as you're not falling and putting yourself at risk like I am here. So our last spot is going to be just up on the very top of this tower. And we've only got 2 left, and both of these are, again, pretty easy. It's just knowing the right order to place these. So, again, not too hard as long as you don't do anything stupid or fall down. Place this here, and we'll be on to the last one. And here, another very simple puzzle. It's placing these at the correct 4 graves. And the final boss that we're going to have to deal with is the only other element of RNG in this game. It can either be really obnoxious or really easy. So first off, we've got to place the seals at the seal breakers at these compass corners according to what's showing up on the rock here. And this isn't too bad, because this is pretty much always takes the same amount of time. But once we get inside, the van's going to be brought in, and the display that normally shows the clues for the area is going to have a number on it, which indicates how far away from me the boss is. And I need to get about within 10 units and place the seal breaker down in order to injure him. And this can be really annoying if you guess the wrong place of where it is. But also sometimes you can get super lucky and the boss will spawn in exactly the same spot. So we'll see just how well this goes. Yep, it starts out behind me, of course. It always seems to when I don't expect it to. And then I think this one's going to be just... I thought that was going to be under me. And we're going to have to go all the way over to the right here. And right back again. I didn't pick up. I'm managing to not pick it up. That's so dumb. Oh. Okay, and time is now. Sorry, I was expecting to have a little bit more of a buffer before that actually ended. But yeah, that is Curse Travels: The Forgotten Seal. The Ferocity Discord is very nice. You don't have to speedrun to join it. You can just play the games casually and enjoy them. They've got tons of hidden secrets. Not all of them are as spooky as this, although some of them certainly are. And thank you very much to the Indie Horror Speedrun Gang for having me. This is my first time in quite a while doing a marathon, and certainly probably one of the biggest ones I've done. So, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for coming out. It's always a pleasure. Thank you. Yeah, I really like that game. It's very interesting. But coming up next, we have Understar with...
To leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down.